Hey guys, I got a request from some of my viewers on how to do an under eye concealer. They said that they're having problems with circles underneath your eyes. So I figured, since I'm usually doing skincare videos, that today I'll do a makeup video, my first one. Probably not used to see me with my hair like this, but I look like a lion. This is actually how my hair dries naturally, which is crazy. It's just these crazy tight curls. I look like a poodle, so I don't typically wear my hair this way, but try something new. So the first thing you want to start off with to do an under eye concealer is a really good primer. A few of the ones that I recommend would be this Urban Decay eyeshadow potion. So the way that I would do this is I take a little bit on this wand and I apply it right here underneath my eyes, just like this. And really what this is going to do is kind of cover the creases and make the area almost tacky, so that way it's really going to hold the concealer on. So then I'm going to take a concealer brush. Let's see if I can find it here. Looks something like this. This isn't any kind of name brand concealer brush. It's simply just a flathead brush. And I'm going to rub in that concealer onto, I'm sorry, not the concealer, the primer onto my under eye to make a surface that's going to hold on the concealer. And I really like this Urban Decay. It's usually what I use in my eyelids to hold my eye makeup on, and I feel like it does a really good job. So I did my eye makeup this morning at 7:30 a.m. And let me get up close so you can see it. It's holding pretty steady there. So it really is a pretty effective product. So the next thing we're going to take is a concealer. Personally, I like this NARS one. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This one is a little light on me. You'll see it when I apply it, but it is a really popular one. Another popular one is that Tarte Shape Tape, which I've personally never used just because if the NARS works, why change it? So I'm going to go ahead and take the wand, and a lot of people when they do this, like they'll paint their whole under eye. And I really think it just kind of looks like artificial, and then it gets creasy. And then if you have too much in there, you're blending forever just to try to get it to like get into your skin. So what I'm going to do is just make small streaks like this, almost like dotting it right underneath my under eye, and then blend the living shit out of it. So to do that, I have this beauty blender. If you guys have ever seen a beauty blender before that is not wet, it's actually considerably smaller. Let me show you what it looks like when it's not wet, because I actually happen to have a new one here. Who does that? Who has two beauty blenders? I don't know. It was on sale. So this is one that's not wet. This is one that is wet. See, it like doubles in size. I have a lot of an easier time blending out the concealer if the beauty blender is wet. So I will go ahead and do that now. I think I'm going to need to take a smaller mirror so I can get in there for detail. And let me get closer so you guys can see. And we dab like this. We don't really want to rub it out, because if you do that, it'll create streaking. And this beauty blender has this pointed little cone on top, so that really helps kind of get underneath your under eye. If you could see, it makes it look like your eyes are really brightened and illuminated. So we just tap, 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 and buff it out until it blends. And like I said before, like if I would have put a whole bunch of concealer on like some people do and they paint their whole under eye, I would be doing this forever to try to get it to blend in. And we just do that. So I'm working on getting a new camera soon. I actually found one off Amazon that has like the LED light, because I could see it's kind of dark on the camera, but you get the gist of it. And my eye looks pretty concealed. So then I'm going to go back in with that same brush that I used before. And that was the concealer brush, just to make sure that I get it right underneath my eyelid, because it look really unattractive if you have a seam there underneath your eyelid where your concealer ends and where your eyelid starts. And I just blend it out like that. And that is how we conceal our under eye. So then, since you want this application to stay on all day, what I do is recommend baking. And I'm sure you've heard this term before, and you're like, why would I bake my face? Who does that? There's actually a legitimate reason for it. Um, so when you bake your face, it basically takes the product that's on your face as any kind of creamy consistency or like liquid form, and it seals it. So that way it doesn't feel sticky on your face. And I hate that. Like if I have a foundation that's like extremely sticky, the whole day I'm going like, oh, ew, gross. So what you need to do is bake it. So essentially all you're going to do is put a powder over top of the concealer, and then you kind of let it sit there until it like bakes it, I guess. I don't, it's what the kids are doing. So to do that, I'm going to take a translucent powder. Anyone will do. Everybody pot talks about like the expensive one, the Laura Mercier and things like that. Personally, I was never fond of it. My favorite one is actually this one by Skin Food, which is available on Amazon. And this is called the Peach Rice Powder. Peach Sake Silky Finish Powder. It's a rice powder. A lot of powders I find can be like really gritty, and some of them even flashed back. So like it'll look like if you take a picture, like it illuminates in the camera. It just looks crazy. So I like this one. So I take a little bit of powder that I just kind of tapped into the top here, and I dip in my beauty blender, and I apply it like this. So I'm thinking, man, this bitch looks crazy. What is she doing? There's actually a reason for it, because it works. So just like that, I simply apply it and leave it. So then, as this is on my face baking, I would continue to do the rest of my makeup. I'd probably put on my eyeshadow, probably like line my lips and do my eyebrows or something like that. And you just let it sit there, and that's what sets it. So then later on, you're not like smearing and feeling all sticky. So you gotta remember to take the excess powder off, because you wouldn't want to leave the house like this. So to do that, I just have a fluffy brush like this. And this one I got as an Ipsy bag. It's a Luxie 514 brush. It's actually made for a blush, but I really like the bristles on it because it's very soft. Feel the powder coming off when I do that. I don't know if any of you other guys have Ipsy, but I'm a big fan of it. $10 a month, and you get like tools that can actually be like really high end. For example, this brush by itself would probably be like $18. So then I would just take this brush and simply remove the excess like this. So that way I don't have that white powder there anymore. And that's it. So if you see my under eyes look concealed, there's no dark circles under them, I look well rested, I don't have any grayness under there, and I actually just kind of have like this bright look, because when you bring the light to the center of your face with concealer and things like that, it makes your face look brighter and healthier. So you always want to concentrate the lighter colors towards the middle of your face. So that is that. And of course, then I would just follow up with some highlighter on your brow bones over the place that you applied the concealer. And that's how we do concealers. Hope you guys enjoy this. Bye! Oh, don't forget to moisturize.